How's it going, YouTube? So, yep, I'm uploading a video game that I was playing earlier called Oxygen Not Included. This is going to be part 6. But that's actually not what this video is about today. Today we're going to continue on with the Honda Civic, as you could tell from the description you just clicked on, or the link you just clicked on. So in this video we're actually going to start working on the rest of the interior panels, or not the rest of them, but we'll start working on some of them. We're going to start working on the pillar panels and things like that. It's going to be fairly simple to do. Not too bad at all, honestly. So I keep looking at this because I think I'm going to be talking to the monitor. Sometimes I forget that my webcam's actually like right there. So, yeah, there we are. So let's go ahead and just start this video off. I don't need this anymore. That can go to hell and burn and die and everything. I'm such a lovely person, aren't I? So, is what we want to do. We can either do this with a plane or we'll do this with a cube. I think I'm going to use a plane because that's going to be less polygonal surfaces. So I'm just going to create a plane right here. And one thing I do need to do, probably going to want to do that. Yeah, fuck, I'm going to live life dangerously. So I'm going to go into vertex. And if you're wondering what I was thinking about doing, so I was thinking about coming in here and making this object. I was thinking about making it where it's, let me come in here and press 1 on all of these. I was thinking about making this object as a referenced material, so this way I don't have to worry about clicking on it, but you know what, fuck it. Like I said, I live life dangerously on the edge. So let's live life dangerously on the edge. So I'm going to move these vertices. You're not really going to see anything down there, so I'm just going to move them right here. This one can come right about here. These two vertices, this one's going to come right about here. And this one's going to come right about here. Now I need to go into edge. I need to start extruding this edge right here. So I'm going to click on the extrude button. We're going to need to get in here close. So I'm going to move this one here. I'm going to press G on the keyboard. I'm going to move this one here. G on the keyboard. I'm just moving it where it lines up with the back door. I don't care about the front right now. I'll press G on the keyboard. And honestly, we're probably actually going to need to move it right about here. That's about halfway in. And the reason why, because that part of the door actually curves in. But we'll look at it and we'll gauge it. We'll probably just do it to one side and hold off on doing it to the front doors. So we'll just have to kind of gauge it from there and see what we get. Looks like up here will be where that one's going to end up. Let's go into vertex. Start moving all these right here in the center. So I'm just going to move those right there. That one's close enough. And the whole purpose of this, man, I keep looking at that and I really keep thinking I need to extrude that one more time. Do I dare? Yeah, see, these are some of the questions you have to ask yourself whenever you're modeling, and sometimes you run into this. And the only hard part that I'm running into right here, I can show you real quickly. So if I go in here into wireframe, I'm going to get this right about here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no 9, there's no 10, there's no 11. So the vertices definitely don't match up with what I have over here. So there's going to be some manipulation to work with. I think that's what I'm going to do for this right here. I'm just going to come into the edge loop. I'm going to create an edge loop right there. And then I'm going to come back into vertex. I'm just going to move this one down here. I'm going to move this one right here. Right there in the middle. YouTube, do you see what I see? I sure hope not. Luckily, I can just go ahead and click on this object and delete it. Yep, that's what I thought I saw. So here's what I'm looking at. I need to select this. Actually need to come out. And you come out like this. Just a little bit. Now I'll actually have to bring these edges up so this way they run all the way along here. In fact, I need to go ahead and do that real quick. Let me go into the side view. Because see, these run all along this edge. And so, ideally, these should run all along right here. I'm going to flatten these out. There we go. So I'm going to move these right here. Maybe I won't flatten them out. I was thinking about it, but then I was like, nah. I live life dangerously. Whatever. I do what I want. Sorry. That was like my favorite Cartman quote from all of South Park. Whatever. I do what I want. And I would put that on here as one of my videos, but some entities seem to have a problem with using things that they've created. So that's why I try to not use things like that. Bring those in just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so now all that is right where it needs to be. Awesome. Object mode. No, object mode, bastard. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save it since I just did that. So now is what I need to do, is this will have to come right about here. But now I can just take these little bastards, these dupe bastards. Just like my new word, these dupe bastards. I'm just going to move all these, you know, something like that. Oh, wait, no, I want this one right here. It's got to be there. It's got to be tied. So anyways, Jimmie here, the rambling idiot. Yeah, I ramble a lot in these videos. You'd think I'd be a better teacher than this, but I'm not. I just happen to know what the fuck I'm doing. I say that now, and y'all are going to be like, oh, dude, Jimmie, you're making a fucking mistake there. I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, thank you, YouTube. And it's whatever. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. If you don't think so, then, I mean, where were you when you were playing Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario Brothers 3, or if you're younger than that, where were you when you were playing Halo? So, I mean, you're going to suck at it at first. It takes a little time to get really good at it. So, I mean, it's whatever. So now that I have created that, now this obviously isn't going to be the complete shape that I'm going to be using. Frame in on that. I'm just creating this base shape to kind of line everything up. So I'm actually going to want it to line up right about here. Now it looks like I'm going to want to come back in with it just a little bit. Just on this side. So I'm going to move that in right about here. Do the same thing with these vertices. Right about there. So let's see. Now, one thing I do want to say real quickly, if you notice I'm not like going real deep into these, I'm just barely going in. The reason for that, in fact, I need to move this one up. Right about there. I'm going to move it back now. Move up just a little bit more. Move it out right about there. So, anyways, the reason for that is because, and for once, it's not because I want to. That is actually not the reason at all this time. Whenever I come in here, I'm actually going to be doing an extrusion, and so I want this to be fairly tight. And this way, when I do the extrusion, it's going to look a lot better in the long run. It's going to be a lot easier, a lot less, I guess you'd say heartache. So we have this huge gap. Why, oh, why do we have that gap? So actually, these need to come back a little bit more. Now that one doesn't. That one can just go to hell. Okay, so right about there. Move that one right there. It's whatever. Alright, those are about fine. So the next thing we want to do is, really, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to create an edge loop for this thing. Can't even select it anymore. So let me go into face real quick. I'm just going to, I was going to select this one, but then I decided not to because I actually want to pull this forward like this. I just want to pull it way forward. So what I want to do is actually create an edge loop that comes down. And I would say this, I wouldn't normally make a sharp edge, but I might have to because this little guy right here, because this actually needs to be covering this, and I'll probably have to come in there and manipulate that a little later on. There we go. So I'm just going to manipulate it like that. Probably need to go ahead and actually click on this. I'm going to click on this whole section right here and right here. Oh, yeah, because that's normal. I'm just going to move that where it's inwards like this. Come in here. Move this one inward as well. So this way, whenever I manipulate this, I can actually just bring it in where it's a little bit closer, and this isn't as wide. And overall, I think that's what I'm really going to rather have. So this way I'm like, yeah, we'll still have this weird shape. Ugh. You bastard. No, not you. You. There we go. So I think that's what I want to do. What I'd like to do, I grab this, pull it up. Something like that, I'm thinking. And that didn't work. Okay, object mode. So, you know what? How do I want to do this? See, this is the hard part that you deal with, is sometimes you run into this kind of problem. I can't just select these vertices right here because, well, or can I? I say that, but I might just be able to bring these out till they start protruding through. So right about there, okay. I'm going to come in here, pull this back, pull that back, come in here, pull these back. So now, yeah, that's actually hidden rather well now. Now I can pull this back, and I can pull this back. And then I can pull this one out just a little bit. There we go. Yay! So what I want to do right here is I actually want to going to create an edge that comes back. Oops, wrong button. I'm going to create this edge. I know it's going through the outside of the car. I'm not worried about that right now. So what I want to do, I probably need to go into wireframe. Or not wireframe, but... So I can deselect those. Alright, so now I can come in here to vertex. Pull this vertex where it's just... Oh, look at that. Plenty of room. Alright, there we go. If I had half a brain... you bastard. You bastard. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click down here, and click right here, click right here. There we go. I'm going to extrude those out. As I was saying, if I had half a brain, you would think I would have thought about to go ahead and just connect them, but I don't, and because I didn't. But you know what? It's whatever. So let's go ahead and merge these vertices together. Maya problems. But that's also kind of my fault because I didn't click on it, so it's whatever. Alright. Let's see if we have anything protruding through. I'm not seeing anything. Looks like it's trying to right there a little bit. So I might actually go ahead and just take these 3 edges, pull these back just a little bit. So now I don't see anything. Let's go ahead and open this door real quick. What the hell? Oh. Okay. Alright, so we're still going to need to work on that a little bit more, which won't be too terribly difficult. So, overall, I think that's looking pretty good. We're just going to have to work on the panel a little bit more where it matches up. No biggie. The rest of that will actually be, it won't be the door panel itself, it'll actually be part of the actual door shell. Most doors actually come through here a little bit more, and then this actually clips into it. There's actually something called a door frame, which I've not yet added in. But let's take a look at this. So this panel, this we're going to have to start really working with the panel. I'm not worried about this bottom part down here because there's going to be another running board down here, so I'm not worried about that at all. We'll just have to kind of bring that in right there. So I'm going to go back up here to channel box, and under rotate I'm going to press 0. So here's what we need to do. We want to do this. I'm actually going to, let me think, how do I want to do this? I think that's what I want to do. Let me go into select mode. I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to select the door and parent them. And by the way, to do that, all you have to do is just hit, like, let's say you're going to parent all of this, and you want it to be where, whenever you clicked on the rim, you want all this to highlight. So what you do is you'd click on every single object you want to be parented with this, and then you'll click on the object you want to click on last to be your main object. So now, when you click on the rim, it all lights up. Okay. So that's all you have to do right there. For the doors, I'm actually going to hit Control D. I'm going to move those back. I'm going to move this one back right here so it's out of view. Now with the door panel right here is what I can do. Well, I'm not going to do anything with the door panel. I'm just going to work with the door. So is what I can do right here is basically start manipulating all these edges and everything and bend them and move them the way I want. And then I can just reduplicate the door and move it back into position. So I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and save the scene real quick. No, not beer. Diet Cola. So, let me take a look around here. Wait a minute. Come on. Oh, you bastard. Pull that in just a little bit. And the reason why I don't want that because of the fact that I'm going to be working with the door mostly, and so I don't want it to, whoa. Whenever I start really manipulating this, I don't want it to, I don't want it to do something. I'm trying to think how to explain this. I'll just show you. Fuck explaining it. So I'm going to select this whole outside shell right here. So what I need to do is I actually need to extrude it. And, we're just going to extrude. Which way am I extruding? Wrong way, Jimmie. Going to extrude inwards. It's a little too much. There we go. Still a little too much. I'm going to extrude it right about here. Okay, so on doors, they move in first, and then they come out. And so I still have a slight issue with this right here. but I can manipulate this piece right here, no problem. All I have to do is just manipulate the side pillar. So I'm honestly not too worried about that. I'm going to go into object mode and go into vertex. I'm going to select these vertices. I'm going to pull them forward to right about here. And I can select the door, and I can just move the vertices like so. So that's all I have to do right there. No biggie. Now, one thing I do want to mention real quickly is I need to go ahead and, I would say just add, well, actually, does that add an edge loop? It does. Sweet. So that's going to work out really nice. So I'm going to create this really tight edge loop. I'm going to create another really tight edge loop. Then I'm going to select this part right here. Now, this is the part that's going to start, I guess you'd say, folding out. So this is the part that we're really going to be manipulating. Just going to... Yeah, because that doesn't look weird. Okay, so... I guess what we'll do... Just going to do that real quickly. See, this is where I start having an issue. Because I can't just do this. I guess I could just do that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that. And then I'll just add another edge loop. So, that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it, honestly. Then we can just start manipulating the rest of this shit into place. So we'll go into vertex. I'm just going to move this right about here. Generally speaking, you just want to try and move these forward, generally. But in spots like this, that ain't going to happen. So you just kind of have to move them in like that. And then the rest of these you can just kind of like lift up and just kind of move them into position wherever you need them. And this isn't going to be finalized. We're still going to have to tweak the door a little bit more. We're going to have to do the same thing with the back door. So, oops. Overall, I'm not going to say this is going to be a terribly difficult video. It's just going to be really tedious. But in the long run, you will have a beautiful looking door ship. So, that's all you have to do there. As you can see, that actually doesn't look half bad. So, normally doors don't have this kind of a gap in them, but you know what, fuck it. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to create one more edge loop, because I need this to be as tight as possible. So when we press 3, we should have this shape. Awesome. Object mode. So I can go ahead and click on this door, and click on this door, and... see, it looks like translate Z needs to be zeroed. Oh, you bastard. I'm really surprised that lined up as well as what it did. Okay, so next time remember, don't delete until you have verified that you have your object there. So I'm not going to do that again on this back one. I'm actually going to do it right. Let's go ahead and save it. Alright, I need to go ahead and frame in on this. We're going to go ahead and do this back one real quick, because why not? Frame in on it. And let's go ahead and start extruding. So as before, we're going to do a little, I'm going to press G, I'm going to do a little more, press G, do a little more, press G. It's going to barely make an extrusion. I'm going to come out. Move that right about there. There we go. Before I do that, yeah, it should be fine. Let's go ahead and add an edge loop right here to the outside of it. Let's go in here, go into vertex. Come on. Okay, so that's the one. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what's going on now. Tripped me up there for a second. So, that's 8. Why is that 8? Oh, because I'm selecting all of those. Okay, so that's how I need to be selecting them then. Alright. Yay, no more confused Jimmie. So, yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just moving shit. Like I said, it's not very hard at all. It's just mainly tedious. That's the biggest thing. Other than that, it's really not all that difficult, to be honest with y'all. It's just extremely tedious. Alright, so I'm going to have to move this one. Whoa. What the hell? This one up to about here then. And this one will have to be moved to about here. Alright, there we go. It's a little wanky, but should work. Alright, so now is what I want to do. Z, let's move that back to there. Let's frame in on that. There we go. Control S. So I'm actually going to copy this value. Move that out of the way. Which one do I have here? Oh, that's one I didn't want. Okay, so that should work out. Oh yeah, that works out really nicely. Alright, then this one can go away. That can go away. And that can go away. Let's see, that can go away. That can go away. Layer 12. Control S. Let's go and see what that looks like smooth real quick. Let's see. I think is what I actually need to do. So I need to click on all these faces. I need to go ahead and, well, oh, that's right. I know why it's not lining up now. Took me a second, but I got it. So this isn't lining up because we manipulated this over here. Had we not done that, we would not be running into this issue. Yeah, that one can stay there. So that's the only reason why we're running into this problem, because we did move these earlier. So let's come in here. Press 3 real quick. Yeah, so now that lines up better. So I'm going to select this edge right here. Pull this out like so. There we go. That looks nice and smooth. So I'm happy with that. Now this right here, I actually want to create one more edge loop back here. So we have that nice curve, nice edge, whatever you want to call it. Come in here to vertex. No, you bastard, I don't want you selected. No! Go away, you little bastard! Got Matt just bugging the fuck out of me. press 1 on a keyboard. Like I said, I don't want to move this one at all, or I want to try not to. Let's see, probably something like that. Let me press 3 real quick. Okay, yeah, I think I can live with that. It actually doesn't look half bad. Probably need to pull this out a little bit more. Thinking something probably like this. Oh wait, don't want to do that. Did not want to do that because I don't want to pull the whole thing out. I just want to pull part of it out. So something like this. And if you want, you can always come in here. Let me press 1 on this. You can always add a couple of edge loops like this. So this way when you press 3, it should match up a little bit better. So now we just got to move the vertices back. We can simply do that by doing this. Press debut. Wait. Aha! Also grab these two. I'm just going to move these back. Let's see. And these can come back about there. These can come back. We got those, which should be fine. We come in here to edge. I'm just going to try and make that match up right there. Pull this down. There we go. So, good enough for government work. Alright, so there you go. There's a side pillar. Go ahead and press save on it. Okay, so now that we have done that, we'll be doing the bottom piece right here. And the bottom piece is actually going to be extremely easy. Y'all are actually going to like how easy this is. Do I want to do it in this video or do I want to do it in the next one? I think I'm going to go and stop this video since we're already at 30 minutes or a little above 30 minutes. But as always, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. I usually upload a new video every day. At the very least, hit that like button, comment what you liked about this video and what you'd like to see me do. If you dislike this video, do not subscribe, but definitely hit that dislike button. Tell me how much you hate my guts, how much you like to shave my head with a dull, rusty spoon, and throw me in a pit full of live lobsters. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds kind of dirty and kinky, but whatever. So anyways, until next time, I shall see y'all later.